Testing, 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 1, 2, 3. That's how you started anyway. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Great start, eh? I'd just like to thank you for flying with Coconut Airways and wish you a happy holiday, and I would love you to wear a good fragrance every single day. Thank you. You know, this whole pilot thing, I've got it sorted. I'm going to become a pilot, and you're going to say, whoa, 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 Leggy, what about actually driving the plane? Alright, okay, admittedly, I don't think there's a steering wheel and pedals and that lot, but it's going to be similar to a car. And I can drive a car, so it's just obviously driving a car, but higher up. Maybe there's an online course I can do, and you know what, this whole pilot, I've got the announcement thing sorted anyway. Cut me some slack. First of all, my friends, first of all, I need to kind of confess something. I need to tell you something, I need to get something off my chest. I need to be absolutely upfront and honest with you and say that when it comes to Labo, or is it Lebo, by the amazing Mr. John, Mr. Paul, Mr. Goatee Hair, the confession is I do not have any of the originals. You know, you've got the original Labo, the Eau de Toilette, you've got Labo, Le Parfum, and you've got the newer Paradise Garden. And I do not have any of the originals. And before you sort of go, whoa, Leggy, get yourself off YouTube, here's the thing. Because there are so many fantastical clones, you can afford to be a cheapskate. Does that make sense? You can afford to be a cheapskate. Alright, anyway, I am a cheapskate. I've got several clones which I'm going to talk to you about, one in particular this evening. And these clones are absolutely stunning. They do an amazing job. But first of all, come here, come. Hello, my people. Right, I am going to say this is the warmest ever welcome on YouTube. You don't get that on any other channel, alright? Seriously, this is just a random guy, me, John Legg. Forget about that, I'm not important. What is important is all these fragrances, all these smells that I'm going to share with you. And the only reason why I do that, my friends, is to inspire you. Yeah, you. To inspire you to wear a good fragrance every single day. Because trust me, from my experience, you will have so much better a day with a decent fragrance. Okay, now, let's just wind back. So, Mr. John, Mr. Paul, Mr. Goatee Hair came up with the fragrance Labo. This is a few years back. The original Labo is a really simple fragrance. You've got this real bright citrus. It's actually a bergamot. Okay, squeeze that bergamot and you've got that lovely, gorgeous, bright citrus over a coconut. I mean, all of the Labos are coconut fragrances. Big coconut, okay? And underneath that is an almost chocolatey, creamy tonka. Man, simple fragrance, basically sort of 3 sort of notes. And it is an absolutely amazing, easy wear, perfect for the hot weather, versatile fragrance. The original Labo by Mr. John Paul Gaultier is stunning. Well worth getting if you want to buy the original. A few years later, he came up with another one. It was called Labo Le Parfum. Now, as the Labos go through their sort of evolution, if you like, as there's more coming out, they get a little bit more complex. Now, in Le Parfum, they added a pineapple, an iris, a ginger, and a sort of a woody, sort of sandally woody, sort of mostly ambery sort of base. Okay, now, the pineapple adds a sort of an almost eye-watering sort of citrusy freshness. I don't know if it's a pineapple or citrus, I don't know, but it's that sort of thing at the top, and it's almost, woo, okay, at the top. But the pineapple doesn't last forever. What then takes over, and I forgot to mention this, there's some ginger. Is a very energetic kind of ginger. Now, in a summer fragrance, ginger's perfect because it gives it that energy, and summer is all about energy, okay? The iris in it adds a sweet, slightly powderiness, and if you don't like powdery fragrances, it's not a powdery fragrance, it just has a tiny bit of powderiness. And then the dry down in Le Parfum, Le Beau Le Parfum, is kind of a nice, sweet, light, ambery, mostly ambery, sort of woody sort of dry down. Okay. Then more recently, Paradise Garden, okay? They found Paradise Garden and they managed to put it into a bottle. And once again, it gets a little bit more complicated or complex, or a little bit more sort of more notes than the original, which was just so simple. Into Paradise Garden, it's got all the notes of the Le Parfum, but there's a sexy, gorgeous, minty note, and it's the same mint as in the original Le Male. That sexy mint. Okay, put that at the top. I'm thinking about the mint. And put that at the top, along with, you know, when you've cut the lawn and you've got that sort of slightly damp sort of grass kind of smell, it's got that at the top. And you're going to say, what on earth? It actually works incredibly well. So picture the lawn having been rained on, and then you cut it. It's that smell, okay? So all of the other stuff, along with the ginger, the mint, that sort of fresh cut grass kind of smell. And then underneath that, and this is where Paradise Garden shines, it has a very sort of juicy fig. A very juicy, fruity fig note. Now, fig is not a fruit that's used in many fragrances, but when it is, it just stands out, okay? It's kind of like a gloopy, sort of almost sticky kind of fruit, okay? Very fruity, but it's kind of sticky. And then in the base is, once again, that's the tonka's still there, that gorgeous creamy tonka. The coconut's still there, the coconut's still a big player. But underneath that is a very nice, sweet, ambery dry down. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is going crazy. Right. But having told you all about the originals and saying that although they get more complex as they go on, you still, if you smell any one of the three, you know it's a Le Beau fragrance. It's kind of got that Le Beau vibe. And the thing about the vibe is it's the coconut and the tonka. Now, if you were to smell, say for example, Boss Bottled Pacific, the coconut in there is like, whoa, that is really sort of tangy, sort of edgy kind of coconut. The coconut in Le Beau, any of the three, because it's paired with a creamy tonka, the coconut is a laid back, perfect summertime coconut. And having told you all about the originals, and having told you that I don't have the originals, I've got decants of the originals. I'm familiar with the originals. I go to this amazing place called Boots, and they sort of get a tester out and I can spray the life out of it. So I am familiar with all of those. And let me tell you that Hawas Tropical, this one here, my friends, by the amazing Rasasi. Now, don't forget, Rasasi sort of got themselves put on the map by launching the original Hawas, which is a gorgeous bubblegum sort of Invictus sort of style scent. Now, first of all, you're going to say to me, are these two related? In terms of smell, yeah. In terms of bottle, yeah. I mean, it's a similar sort of bottle, different colours, like whatever. But to me, if I'm very familiar with Hawas, and if I smelt that for the first time, I would not say it's anything to do with Hawas. Okay, forget that. Do not try and go, oh yeah, there's a bit of Hawas in the background. There isn't. Okay, this, my friends, is a very decent clone of Le Beau Paradise Garden, but we need to spray it professional. Remember? This is the only thing that's professional about the whole of this channel. You spray it one way, then the other. And you will not, my friends, find that on any other channel. Oh boy, ask me a question, is it a summer fragrance? Yes, my friends, this just oozes summer. If you are looking for a summer fragrance to wear in the heat, wave even, this, my friends, Hawas Tropical will deal with it perfectly. Now, instantly you get the coconut, instantly you get that sort of green, sort of cut grass kind of smell. It's kind of, the fig is there, but the fig is not a big player in this one. The mint is there, the mint is gorgeous, but quite soon come up the woods, and the woods is like sandalwood and sort of amber. It's a sort of a combo of the two. Oh boy. Now let me tell you, for the first hour, Hawas Tropical is big. And when I say big, you go into a room and everyone smells Hawas Tropical. This stuff, my friends, the smell is an absolute perfect summer fragrance. Trust me, if you're looking for a summer fragrance, just blind buy this. And I need to tell you, 100ml cost me, I think it's about 41 British pounds, 100ml eau de perfume. Okay, so it's way cheaper than the Paradise Garden, which is pretty much what it's doing. It's less than half the price of Paradise Garden. And the performance for the first hour, this is big, and when I say big, I mean it fills rooms, it fills cars for the first hour. After the first hour, for the second and, let me get this right, the second and the third hour, this, my friends, is no longer projecting wildly, it is just radiating off you, particularly when you warm up. In other words, for the second and third hours, it's not sort of filling rooms, but as you're walking along and as you warm up, it is still radiating off you. The performance, my friends, the performance is tick that box, okay? After the third hour, it sort of dips down a little bit. It becomes quite a close scent bubble, but it's still incredibly, especially when your body heat just warms up, if you get a little bit sort of like you do in the summer, this stuff is still radiating off you. Okay, so in terms of the smell, tick that box. In terms of the performance, tick that box. In terms of the value for money, tick that box. This is just ticking boxes 25/8. Trust me, my friends, this is an absolutely perfect, and when I say perfect, I mean perfect summer fragrance. Okay, now I forgot to say, it is a male fragrance. It calls itself Hawas for him Tropical. So although it's very, very sweet, it is definitely a masculine fragrance. Okay, could a teenager wear it? Yes. Could an old guy wear it? Yes. Middle-aged guy could wear it. 100%. Any guy could wear this. And whilst it is designed and is absolutely stunning in the hot weather, why don't you wear it in the winter? Brighten up a mid-winter's day. It would be perfect. Now, once the sort of mintiness and the sort of citrusy element at the top has sort of given over, it leaves the coconut. The coconut's there from the start, but the coconut doesn't ever fade. The coconut is there all the way through, and then I say shortly into this fragrance being sprayed, the woodiness comes up. And let me tell you, after about an hour of a mixture of the citrus and the coconut and the woods, when it sort of drops into its proper settle down, dry down, which it then just does pretty much for the rest of the day, okay, I forgot to say, skin scent all day, you will just about detect it on your skin the following day. Clothes, trust me, maybe 2 days on clothes, all right? So I don't need to warn you about the performance, I just need to say, yes, it is a stunning performance, okay? Even in the heat, and not many fragrances I can say that for. So once it drops into its sort of long-term dry down, after about an hour, let me tell you what it smells like. This is going to be crazy. You know, if you go to your grandparents' house, okay, now your grandparents have sort of had that house from the 60s, late 60s and into the 70s. And if you go upstairs in your grandparents' house and they've got a wardrobe or a chest of drawers or a little bedside cabinet, and it is made of that 1970s, very sort of veneered sort of wood, engineered wood. And when you open one of those drawers or when you open the wardrobe, it's the smell of that cheap 1970s wood. Now, I am not saying that this smells cheap. This, my friends, does not smell cheap. This smells like the real thing. Okay, this is stunningly gorgeous. But the woody dry down, just to help you understand what the woods smell like when all the other notes are sort of pretty much given over, at least took a back seat for the woods in the foreground, it is like 1970s wood veneer furniture. Okay, and if you're thinking, no, Leggy, you're coming out with more rubbish than a wheelie bin, trust me, try it and tell me, message me and say, actually, Leggy, you talk rubbish, but you was right on that one. Okay, now, just before I go, I need to talk to you about two things. First of all, there is another clone. Maison Alhambra do Glacier Bold, which is ideal for me, because if you've got no hair, what are you? You're bold. Okay, now this, my friends, when I first had this, I was fairly convinced that this was closer to Le Beau Le Parfum, but the more I've worn it, realistically, for me, it is actually closer to the original, the EDT, because there is a little bit of pineapple in there, there's a little bit of ginger, but it's so slight. This one is more to do with the original Le Beau, the EDT. Let's just spray it. Okay. Oh, man. This will cost you 100 ml eau de parfum. I think this cost me, I'm guessing now, I've had it for a while, I think it's around about 22 British pounds, something like that. And stunningly performance. When I first got it, it was screechy, it was horrible. This one had to macerate, it was teeth setting on edge. But this Maison Alhambra is stunning now it's macerated, and it pretty much goes all day kicking that Le Beau vibe. Now, what I would say to you is this one, the tropical, the Hawas for him tropical, although it's realistically a clone of Paradise Garden, if you can be a little bit flexible and use your imagination, it kind of covers the Le Beau vibe, okay? Because the mintiness and the gingeriness and the figginess, they do eventually recede and leave essentially that gorgeous creamy coconut woody sort of vibe. Okay, so I'm not saying this is a total cover for all of the Le Beaux, but for me personally it's close enough or thereabouts to cover all of the Le Beaux. Okay, now the last thing I need to tell you is, trust me, you will get noticed wearing this fragrance. I need to tell you about two compliments I have. First of all, my local supermarket, I put it on, I went up there. So it was within the first maybe hour and a half of wearing it, okay? Now, the lady up there who I get on really well with, a lady called B, she gave me a hug, I gave her a hug, and she says, oh, she says, you smell so good. All right, okay, so trust me, she absolutely loved this fragrance. Now, the second compliment I need to tell you about is, okay, right, every guy has a dream girl. You know, even though they don't admit it. You know, I'm talking to the guys at work and, you know, one says, oh, I love that Adele. Or the other one says, oh, I like that double lipper girl. Oh, what about that Sabrina sort of woodworker girl? She's amazing, I love her. Dream girl, okay? Or for the older guys, maybe it's Kylie Monologue or something like that. You know, every guy has a dream girl. Now, I do really well because I actually work with my dream girl. She's one of the girls at work and she's absolutely my dream girl. She's 100% lovely, she's super cute and she's gorgeous, and she gave me a compliment on this. Admittedly, I had sprayed it maybe about 40 minutes before she came in. She came into the party department and she stopped and she smelt deeply and she went, oh, she says, Leggy, that smells like vanilla and niceness. She's super cute. All right, so trust me, females love this fragrance. And guys, honestly, if you can get this for around about 40 British pounds, just get it into your collection. This, my friends, will do summer all day long. Okay, trust me, you will not regret this purchase. Well, the Maison Alhambra is amazing, but even more amazing is the Hawas Tropical. Now, this has been a long video, my friends. Long video. I really appreciate you being here. I love your company. I love to be able to share these fragrances with you. Please consider a couple of things. Drop a comment. If you want to say, Leggy, you talk such rubbish, you can drop that comment. I'll still thumb it up. Talking of thumbs up, if you could please thumb this video up. I love thumbs up. Thumbs up just say leggy, mate. You talk rubbish, but keep going. All right. Consider please coming back for the next review, because hopefully there will be another one. And I've got 2 more summer fragrances to share with you. Okay, 2 more. Okay, so far of the summer fragrances we've looked at, that one, trust me, no regrets on that one. Okay, I'm going to go now. I'm going to love you and leave you. Please, my friends, stay safe. But more than anything else, choose a good fragrance. For example, spray. Look at that. Trust me, my friends, if you've chosen a good fragrance, the moment you spray it, you will not be able to go. You just start smiling, you're going to enjoy it, and suddenly you've got this fragrance coming off you. You feel good, it may give you a bit of confidence, it may get you a compliment from your dream girl. And I tell you what, my friends, you will have, trust me, this is a leggy guarantee. You, my friends, will have so much better a day, especially if you're choosing a good fragrance. Take care, see you soon, and goodbye. Now, the whole off button thing. I got it. There we go. Oh no, that's pause. I don't want pause, I want off. That's it.